It began innocently enough with a routine check of my inbox. Spam, bills, and then it. The subject line sent a shiver down my spine. Your life is mine. My blood ran cold as I clicked it open. The message was short, sharp, terrifying. Stop your investigation or face the consequences. We know where you live. This was no idle threat. Someone was watching me and they wanted me silenced. My heart pounded in my chest. Who sent this? What had I stumbled upon? My mind raced, trying to make sense of this digital death threat. Then it hit me. My recent foray into the dark web, researching cybercrime, must have attracted unwanted attention. The dark web, a term that sends shivers down the spine of many. The very name evokes images of a hidden underworld, a place where the rules of the regular internet do not apply. It's often described as a digital den of iniquity, a place where the darkest corners of human nature are laid bare. It exists beneath the surface of the internet we know, much like an iceberg, with the majority of its mass hidden from view. Shrouded in anonymity and secrecy, the dark web is a place where identities are masked and actions are concealed. Accessing it requires specialized software, such as the Tor browser, which routes your connection through multiple servers to obscure your location. Additionally, many users employ VPNs to further mask their IP address and location, adding another layer of security. Here, away from the watchful eyes of search engines and surveillance, a digital black market thrives. This marketplace is a haven for illicit activities, where anonymity is the currency and trust is a rare commodity. Drugs, weapons, stolen data, anything forbidden finds a home here, traded in the shadows. And then there are the hitmen. The dark web is rife with stories of faceless assassins for hire, or so the stories go. These tales are often shrouded in mystery and myth, adding to the dark web's ominous reputation. Faceless assassins for hire, promising swift and silent retribution with just a few clicks, are a staple of dark web lore. The dark web thrives on such myths, blurring the lines between reality and urban legend. These stories, whether true or not, contribute to the dark web's mystique, making it a place of both fear and fascination. But for those who find themselves in the crosshairs, the threat feels terrifyingly real. The fear of being targeted, of having one's life upended by a faceless entity, is a powerful motivator for many to stay away from the dark web. Yet, despite the dangers, the allure of the dark web remains strong for some, a place where the forbidden can be explored and the unknown can be uncovered. It is a place of shadows, where the line between right and wrong is often blurred, and where the consequences of one's actions can be both immediate and far-reaching. As we delve deeper into the dark web, we must remember that it is not just a place of shadows, but a reflection of the darker aspects of human nature itself. A place where the shadows are not just digital, but very, very real. Days turned into a sleepless blur. Finally, I want to ask a question. Which country do you live in? Tell me in the comments. I tried to convince myself it was a hoax, an empty threat from an internet troll, but the message lingered, a dark cloud hanging over my life. Fear became my constant companion. I started noticing things, small at first, easily dismissed. A strange car parked down the street, an unfamiliar face in the local coffee shop. My paranoia grew with each passing day. Then came the phone calls, hangs up, heavy breathing on the other end, distorted voices whispering my name. My every move felt watched, my sanctuary violated. I was living in a nightmare, the digital threat seeping into my reality, threatening to consume me. I had to find out who was behind this terror. Sleep became a distant memory. Every creak of the floorboards, every rustle of leaves outside my window sent my pulse racing. I installed security cameras, triple-checked my locks, my once peaceful home transformed into a fortress of fear. The digital world and the real world were blurring, the lines becoming dangerously thin. One evening, while walking my dog, I noticed a black van parked across the street. The same van I had seen at the coffee shop, outside my office. My breath caught in my throat. This wasn't paranoia, this was real. Someone was watching me, following my every move. The threat had gone from digital to physical and my time was running out. Unmasking the hitman myth scams in the shadows. The dark web whispers with tales of hitmen for hire. These whispers, often shrouded in mystery and fear, captivate the imagination of many. The allure of an anonymous, untraceable service that can solve one's darkest problems is a powerful draw. Sites boast of untraceable services, offering to eliminate rivals, silence enemies, all for a hefty price paid in untraceable cryptocurrency. These websites are meticulously designed to appear professional and credible, often featuring testimonials and detailed service descriptions. They promise swift, efficient, and discreet solutions to the most pressing problems, all while guaranteeing complete anonymity. But the reality is often far more mundane and equally sinister. Behind the sleek interfaces and convincing narratives lies a web of deceit. These so-called hitmen are nothing more than con artists, preying on the vulnerable and the desperate. They exploit the anonymity of the dark web to weave their intricate scams, ensnaring victims with promises they never intend to keep. Many of these sites are scams, elaborate ruses designed to prey on the fearful and the desperate. They craft their schemes with precision, knowing exactly how to manipulate their victims' emotions. Fear, anger, and desperation are powerful motivators, and these scammers know how to exploit them to their fullest extent. Operators of these sites are skilled manipulators, exploiting fear for profit. They understand the psychology of their victims, using it to their advantage. They create a sense of urgency, convincing their targets that immediate action is necessary. This urgency often leads to hasty decisions and large payments, all of which line the pockets of the scammers. They demand increasing payments, weaving tales of elaborate plots and unforeseen complications, all the while knowing they have no intention of carrying out the hit. Each new demand is accompanied by a plausible excuse, designed to keep the victim on the hook. The scammers are masters of their craft, knowing exactly how to keep their victims engaged and paying. Their victims, trapped in a spiral of fear and paranoia, often too ashamed or afraid to go to the authorities, become cash cows, bled dry by their tormentors. The psychological toll is immense, leaving victims feeling isolated and helpless. They are caught in a vicious cycle, unable to break free from the grip of their tormentors. The fear of exposure and the potential consequences keep them silent, allowing the scammers to continue their exploitation unchecked. Face to face with fear. The black van reappeared a few days later, this time parked directly outside my house. This was it. They were here. My body trembled with a mixture of fear and adrenaline. I grabbed my phone, ready to call the police, but hesitated. What if this only angered them? What if they decided to act before the police arrived? Then, the unthinkable happened. The van door slid open and a figure emerged. Tall, imposing, with a face hidden in the shadows. My heart pounded against my ribs. This was the moment I had dreaded, the digital threat manifesting in flesh and blood. I froze, paralyzed by fear as the figure began to walk towards my house. The truth unraveled. The figure stopped at my doorstep, and a hand emerged from the shadows, holding a package. I watched, my breath caught in my throat, as the figure placed the package on the step, then turned and walked back towards the van. They were leaving, just like that. Curiosity, stronger than my fear, drew me to the door. I cautiously retrieved the package, my hands shaking. It felt harmless, lightweight. I took a deep breath and tore it open. Inside, nestled in packing peanuts, was a book. My book. The one I had written on cybercrime, the one that had brought this terror into my life. Attached was a note. Read Chapter 5. You got it all wrong. Lessons from the dark side. Protecting yourself online. The dark web is a dangerous place, a breeding ground for criminal activity and digital threats. It is a hidden part of the internet that is not indexed by standard search engines, making it a haven for illicit activities. From illegal drug markets to stolen data exchanges, the dark web is a place where anonymity reigns supreme, and danger lurks in every corner. But it is also a realm of smoke and mirrors, where perception often outweighs reality. Many of the threats we hear about are exaggerated or misunderstood. The dark web is often portrayed as a place where hitmen for hire are just a click away, but the truth is more complex. While there are certainly dangers, not everything is as it seems. The hitman threat, while chilling, turned out to be a warning, a stark reminder of the power of information and the importance of getting it right. It highlighted how misinformation can spread fear and panic. Understanding the reality of these threats is crucial for protecting ourselves online. We must be discerning consumers of information, always questioning the sources and validity of what we read. The experience taught me valuable lessons about online safety and the importance of separating fact from fiction. It is essential to educate ourselves about the tools and techniques used by cybercriminals. By understanding their methods, we can better protect ourselves. This includes using strong, unique passwords for each of our accounts, enabling two-factor authentication, and being cautious about the information we share online. It underscored the need for vigilance, for being mindful of our digital footprint, and for reporting any suspicious activity to the authorities. Our digital footprint is the trail of data we leave behind when we use the internet. This includes everything from our social media posts to our online purchases. Being aware of this footprint and taking steps to minimize it can help protect our privacy and security. The dark web may be a place of shadows, but by shining the light of awareness, we can protect ourselves from its most insidious threats. Awareness is our best defense. By staying informed about the latest cyber threats and taking proactive steps to secure our online presence, we can navigate the digital world with confidence. Remember, the key to online safety is not just about avoiding the dark web, but about being smart and vigilant in all our online activities. Stay safe, stay informed, and always be prepared to act if something seems amiss.